Gear 5 with God Haki might not be able to defeat Imu'S.
Wait, what?
As Dory and Brogy, who were already one of the strongest giants, have been supersized by Imu, now going after the very men who looked up to them. As they trample over Oimo and Kashi, they scream how Ja Rule, the elder whom they looked up to, is way too weak, and it is time for strong warriors to become kings of Elbaf and dominate the era through brute strength. This is their will being flipped, or rather, Imu has brought out and supercharged the negative aspects of their personalities. While the giant culture values strength and takes pride in that, they know not to value it so much that it starts to oppress others. Dory and Brogy fought against each other for 100 years to see who was stronger, not use that strength to belittle a weaker human. But now their personality has reversed, where that tiny amount of pride they had on their strength has risen to become a justification for their domination and oppression, which is similar to Imu and the Celestials themselves. Imu's abilities are literally the values of the celestial dragon's given form. Furthermore, Oda illustrates Domi Reversy as also literally flipping people to their side as Tallman, another giant, gets sent to hell and reborn as a demon. Reversy is actually a board game also known as Othello, where you play in a 8x8 grid where the goal is to flip as many discs to your color as possible in a straight line, and whoever has the most colors flipped wins at the end. While Luffy flips people towards his side by helping them, like in the case of Alabasta, Dressrosa, and most recently Wano, Imu and the world government flips them through sheer force, as evident in Elbaf through blackmail with the child hostages or literally turning them into devils. Elbaf, being the home of the giants, is going to be one of the strongest pieces on the board for the final war, and whoever flips it towards their side will win. Because just think about the Marineford War, okay? You have Ors Jr., who is an ancient island puller. He was so big that all of these big shots in Marineford, it was so hard for them to fight against him. He was the first one who allowed Whitebeard's forces to break through some of the Marines' toughest defenses. Now imagine Imu turning the giants into his pawns through their Domi Reversy powers, and they're all like Ors Jr. size or even bigger. It would be a complete shutdown of any forces. Even Monkey Deadbeat Dragon's revolutionary army couldn't handle that. So Imu being able to flip the giants to his side is the most important thing in the final war. That's what the board with the pieces showcases. As back in Onigashima, we were getting battle updates from CP0 using the same Reversy board and who would have the most soldiers left on their side. Because as strong as an individual like Imu or Luffy might be, in a war, whichever side has the most left standing ends up becoming justice and rights the next era. Just look at Joy Boy and his faction from 800 years ago. As much as we glaze him and the power he has displayed through the 800-year-old musty Haki that sent even the Gorosei packing an egghead, he still lost to Imu, who had his 20 allied kingdoms. That's why Mihawk called Luffy's power to bring people to his side to flip them into the side of light as one of the strongest powers in One Piece. Bro says to keep going until the spirit of Elbaf itself shatters, which could be a hint by Oda towards how someone like Gunko got brainwashed into becoming Imu's vessel because as a child she hung out with Brooks and loved his music, but now is filled with hate. Furthermore, Imu says that if King Harold hadn't blundered in that critical hour, this nation of Elbaf would have long been beneath his dominion. This tells us that in a way, Harold might have been under Imu's control, whether through Domi Reversy or by blackmail similar to what's happening now with the kids. Maybe he was even threatened by the power of Uranus that can destroy an entire island. Whatever the case, he and a few other high-ranking giants were under Imu's control. That's how the teleportation circle managed to get inside the castle of Elbaf, and Saint Diddy asked Shamrock if he was there to visit Harold's grave, as Shamrock might have been heavily involved with that plot in the past. While at the same time, we witness another one of the strongest mythical zone fruits of Saint Qilingam. He has been creating nightmare portals all around Elbaf non-stop, as every time he blows his horn, the fallen creatures born of malice rise up again. And Qilingham's hybrid design is a certified banger. He looks like an absolute menace, and with those shark teeth, honestly, is giving me fishman vibes, man. Do you think a celestial banged a fishman or a mermaid, and that's how Qilingam was created? Aren't they like supposed to be racist against Merfolk? But this dude was so strong that they gave him the title of saint and put him in the God's Knights. Hey, it's possible, honestly. There might be some freaky families of the Celestials, you know? Also, this dude's name is literally based on his fruit. But what is Oda playing at? Qilingham's fruit is the mythical Dragon no Mi model Qilin. And Qilin are mythical creatures who embody peace and are an omen of greatness. They are said to be gentle and pure, who protect the innocent. And honestly, that's what my boy Kill is doing. He's protecting the children with his nightmares so their parents can't get to them. He was an omen to greatness. Like, look at Imu-sama. He showed up in Elbaf. And if the God's Knights manage to bring Elbaf to their side, they will bring peace back to the Holy Land. This is why One Piece is so peak, okay? Saint Q's fruit has the power to bring dreams into reality, but the user is causing nightmares to be born instead, blaming the kids and the people of Elbaf for imagining such things. It's not my fault. Why would you imagine a scary monster? It's not my fault, gang. If they had no fear, then there would be nothing the kill fruit could exploit, right? So he did nothing wrong. The divine deity's power has been corrupted by the celestial agenda once more. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, watch the video on screen right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. I'm working on that dragon video. It's coming.